this time.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 007 of the Rec Report.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty fancy.
Yeah, that's fancy. You guys didn't wear tuxedos or anything?
Close.
I was wearing one. I saw you guys walking up and I changed because I didn't want to be overdressed.
Okay, on a side note, look at the tripod that when the camera's on. I hope that's not gonna slowly.
Hey, what's up?
Beautiful.
We're drinking something special today.
Oh yeah? What do we got going on?
This is the prototype for the new REC coffee, the Rec Roast.
Made
Smell
here
it when you pass it through.
in Hilliard, right?
Oh yeah. So episode 2, we shouted out a company called the Coffee Mess.
Pretty cool.
And we've teamed up with those guys and we're gonna have the Rec Roast, which is our blend.
Awesome. So if you want the exclusive beverage of the Rec Report to enjoy while watching the Rec Report, snag yourself a bag. Pre-orders coming here soon?
Soon.
Okay.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Rec Roast.
So, today's episode, I want to test your guys' knowledge of blade shapes. So we're going to do a quiz on that. We're going to talk about our favorite blade shapes, kind of leading off of that. A model that we think needs a mini or an XL version of it. And we'll get into some other stuff. We'll do the $50 winner at the end and just kind of roll with it.
Let's do it.
Sounds good, guys. Let's hop in. So guys, there are a lot of companies now that are taking a tried and true knife and then making an extra large version of it, a mini version of it. So they're kind of they're having those 3 standard sizes of tried and true models. We saw it with the Bug Out. Para 3 kind of has the military and the PM2 above it, and stuff like that. So what is a model that doesn't currently have a mini version of it that you guys would like to see come out in a smaller size?
Ooh, a mini.
I got mine.
All right.
All right, you go first.
Umnumzan.
Oh, okay. That would be really
So
cool.
Chris Reeve does large and small Sabenza, large and small Nkosi, but then the Umnumzan has always just been the Umnumzan. So if they did a small Umnumzan, same stylized cues,
Yeah.
just in a smaller package.
And it would probably slot size-wise in between the small and large Nkosis and Sabenzas.
That's how I envision it.
That would be really cool. It would almost give you like a mid-size version of a CRK in general.
Oh yeah.
No, I dig that. That'd be absolutely sweet. All right.
One of mine that I've always wanted, but it came out already, was the Mini 940.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that was
that
a
was a
awesome one.
huge release for him this year. For me, I would love to see a smaller Shaman with that same kind of contour G10 handle or Micarta, whatever you guys want to throw on there. But I know there are people out there that do regrinds, and not just the kind of regrind where you're regrinding the blade, like they're regrinding the liners and the scales and everything, and it actually turns out looking really good. But I would really like to see a factory mini Shaman. I think that would be really cool.
It's sweet.
I think it might get a little bit more
version
popular.
of the little native.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call it like the little shaman.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
That would be awesome. Or even just an extra large version of the little native, but still in a compression lock.
Yeah.
So essentially, what we're asking for is a native 5 in a compression lock.
That would be cool.
That would be sweet. Because I think I actually like that shape, that handle shape. Don't crucify me. I think I actually like that handle shape of the native 5 better than I like the handle shape on the Para 3 and on the Sage series. So that would actually be really cool. How about an extra large version of a current production knife? What would you guys like to see?
I'm gonna have to go with the regular Sabenza.
Okay.
I think if they made like a kegger one, about a foot long, it would be pretty darn cool.
So there is.
Steel meets Chris
Yeah.
Reeve.
Dude, that would be awesome. Okay, so still, you know what would be really hard though is how are you going to make a frame lock and a handle that long? I guess the lock bar wouldn't have to go the entire length of it,
Yeah.
right? I don't know anything about physics. That would be so badass. I think for me, I would really like to see an extra large Malibu. I
That'd be pretty
think,
neat.
I mean, they would be crazy not to do that anyway. It's definitely was one of their best sellers for 2021 and probably 2020 as well. I think that's people's number one complaint about that knife. That and then the
small.
handle texture, I think follows up with that. So I think an extra large Malibu would be totally badass, especially if they throw that grippy grip on there on the handle. That would be sweet. I think they should just do that grippy grip on the standard Malibu anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be incoming. How about you, Everett?
So I'm gonna go with the Banter.
Okay,
What was my head pulled up?
that is cool.
I've always thought the Banter was an awesome knife. It's just a little bit small for my hand.
is.
So if they did a full size version of it, that would be
If it
sweet.
was like, if they have like super square handles, if it was
Yeah.
like the size of my phone,
No.
it'd be pretty cool.
Trying to grip onto it like this.
Maybe if it's just twice as long in the handle.
And the handle's still the same
Yeah.
height.
Yeah.
That would be cool. It'd just be a lot slimmer of a knife. I'm definitely down with that. All right, cool. What do you guys think? What's a knife that you would like to see a mini version or an XL version of, or both? Let us know in the comments down below. So next thing I wanted to talk about is what are some knives that you love the way they feel, the way they look, but you just wish they came in a different material set. So either blade steel, handle material, whatever.
I'm gonna go with titanium SOCOMs
That would be sweet.
from Microtech, or just any titanium Microtech in general.
That'd be super cool. I'd have to go with a lot of kitchen knives, wool stuff in particular. I really like micarta. I wish that they would use more micarta.
That would actually be really, really sweet. And you guys have actually made some of those, right?
Yep. Sometimes the handles will crack on the stock ones, so we'll go ahead and make micarta scales for them.
On the grinder out in the garage.
Yep.
That's really cool. For me, I would really, really like to see Spyderco do more when it comes to titanium scales from the factory on like PM2s and Barra 3s and whatnot. I know they've done militaries with fluted tie in the past, and those are some of the most sought after Spyderco exclusives now. I don't even know if they were exclusives, it could have just been sprints. But they're really, really sought after, and they're really nicely done. A lot of times when you get scales from third-party manufacturers, there's kind of a little bit of tweaking that you need to do to get the liners to fit perfectly, get the centering to be perfect in action and everything like that. So if you had one put together by Spyderco with their QC, that would be really, really sweet. I would also really like to see some bearings come out of Spyderco more often.
Oh, yeah.
We see a lot of Taiwanese Spydercos that come on bearings, but not really from the US side of things. I think even if they made a kind of a high-end PM2 with titanium scales and they like skiff bearings or something like that, that would be super, super hot. And I think it would sell really well even if it was, you know, kind of pricey based off of the changes in materials. So I think that would be really cool. How about like a cheap knife that you've always really, really liked, or I guess I should say, how about an inexpensive knife that you've always liked the way it looks? You just wish it came in either a different steel or a different handle materials. What do you guys think about that?
I say for me, it's probably the Leak.
I was gonna say the Leak too.
Like they've already done a few like little sprint type releases with upgraded steels and stuff, but like a
Hasn't it
full-time
capped out?
Leak with like M390.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Because it's a great design. It's so thin, it's so light, and it's like really, it's thin in all dimensions. You know, so it just kind of disappears in
And
the
it's just
pocket.
a nostalgic piece for a lot of people.
Exactly. That was one of my first kind of nice knives that I got in person actually at REC, which is always cool. But I always wish that it didn't come in Sandvik, you know. I think there's nothing wrong with it, but you know, maybe we're spoiled now by other steels, but I'd really like to see it. And even something like S35.
Oh yeah.
Totally pleased with that. For me, I think a lot of Kaiser designs I love, but I'd like to see in kind of even more elevated blade steels, like the Gemini being an S35. It's just such a nice, sleek knife. I would love to see some N390 in there, some 204P.
Yep.
Something like that. I think that's a beautiful knife. It would kind of push it up into the next price range, and then it'd be competing with knives that it's probably meant to undercut, but I would really like to see that. So something that we talked about last week was actually recording every time during the week that we use our EDC blades, and trying to seeing how many times we actually use it in a day, what we're actually using it for, and then kind of taking a more introspective look at the end of that and saying, how big of an EDC knife do I actually need? How strong of an EDC knife do I actually need? Could I have gone through this whole week with a case slip joint kind of deal? Mm-hmm. I know for me I could.
I know I could.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be really, really cool. I have a sheet put together for you guys. It's just Sunday through Saturday, and 25 different columns underneath there. I say as you go through the week, if you can keep it in your back pocket, even if it's all screwed up at the end of the week, just carry a pen with you, because I know you guys should always have pens on you anyway. Every time you use your knife, if you can remember, go ahead and just write one word of what it was. So if you're opening up a box, just write box, whatever. If you end up opening 10 boxes that day, I would just start doing check marks by them. Mm-hmm. At the end of the week, we're going to kind of go through and compile all this data and just kind of see how our usage actually looks. And for you guys, I'm going to link this chart in the description down below. I would absolutely love it if you guys would go along this week and actually do it with us, and then let us know the results down below. I think it's going to be kind of illuminating for all of us. I know we all kind of have romanticized views of the kind of work we're doing with our knives every day. So I'd like to see what we actually end up doing with it. We all want frame locks that we can stick into the side of the tree and climb up trees with, but let's see if we actually need them during the week. So that'll be linked down below. I'm going to do it as well as these guys here. We'll see if we can get some other guys at the shop to kind of run the same test with us, and we'll talk about the results in the episode 008. So join along. Let's get it done together. So when it actually comes to this EDC knife usage sheet, official predictions, what do you think yours is going to look like before you get into it?
Well, it really all depends on the week and what I end up doing.
Yeah.
But this week I carved a bunch of sticks. I was using my 80-20.5, worked really good.
Nice.
I don't know. We'll have to see what the week brings us.
Sounds good.
It is dove season right now, though. So.
Oh, that's cool. That could throw a wrench in this.
Uh-huh.
All right, Ev.
For me, it's just going to be a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
Cutting vinyl, stuff like that too. Just
You probably have the most standard use on your knives compared to the rest of us, because you're out there working in the shop, like you said, a lot of boxes, a lot of tape, vinyl, all that kind of stuff. So actually, I'm actually really excited to see what the differences between your guys's are, because you're doing work in the shop all day. You're running around in the woods all day, pretty much. Oh, yeah. And I'm here working on stuff all day. So I'm going to guess my use is going to be low compared to your guys. It's probably going to be a lot of opening up bags of steamed vegetables. I'm going to officially predict that I'm going to do that like at least 10 times during the week. So I think that's going to be a lot of my usage. Predict yours down in the comments below, and then comment next week and tell me how wrong you were. All right, so crazy enough, we're actually coming kind of to the close of 2021.
Yep.
Thank God. We learned a lot of stuff, obviously, this year about the knife industry. So I kind of want every week until the end of 2021, I want to take a knife manufacturer and sit down with you guys and just kind of see what you guys are looking forward to from them in 2022, or what you would like to see them do in 2022. This isn't meant to be a think tank or be critical of these brands. It's just in a perfect world, what would you guys like to see from a specific manufacturer in the next year? So I think it's fitting that we start off with Spyderco.
I was gonna say Spyderco.
Yeah, so let's start with Spyderco. And you obviously have an idea. What do you want to see from them?
I would like to see them put out more exclusives.
Yeah.
In particular, our exclusives.
I think these guys want that too. Yeah, everyone wants that. For me, I'm going to kind of rein it back a little bit. I just want to see them catch up and kind of get those core models back in consistent stock again. I don't like living in the knife world right now where it's like kind of 50-50 whether or not we're going to have PM2s and Para 3s in stock. I mean, it was always kind of dodgy when it came to like S110V or Maximate or something like that. Some of the like additional steels in the line. But I want to be able to go into the store and grab a stack of 10 PM2s and S30V or S45 VM, whatever the case may be, and go do something cool with them at the shop. You know?
Yeah, I want to be able to do that too.
Yeah, I know you do. So I think that would be what I would really kind of expect or hope from Spyderco in the coming year. Additionally, I really, really, really want that crew wear and micarta PM2. I don't know if that's still supposed to be slated for 2021.
Have they released a production pair to micarta?
It's supposed to.
Yeah,
it's supposed to happen this
they've
year.
been teasing it.
So it'd be their first one.
Yeah, and it's in crew wear too, which is really cool.
Dang, that's gonna be neat.
Yeah, so that's what I would really like to see. I mean, I've wanted that knife for a good long time now. How about you?
For me, I want to see some of these discontinued models to continue to come back.
Yeah.
Started with the Bowie. Nirvana obviously needs to now happen. And
Tough.
so many other, the Tough, the Polywog.
Yeah.
Like so many cool discontinued models they just need to bring back.
And I think the Spyderco community in general is kind of growing like wildfire at this point. So there's so many guys who didn't even know the name Spyderco when all those models were running around and were readily available. Right now, the kind of high-end models that we have coming out of Taiwan would be like the Swayback and the Drunken. One of my
Python.
Yes, exactly. But for the guys who have just come into the community in the last year or so, they never even had a shot at a K2 or at a Tough or at a Bowie or whatever. So I think kind of re-releasing those definitely change something about it, so you're not screwing people
it can't
over.
Be exactly the same.
Exactly. Change it, change the steel, change the handle material, milling pattern, just anything to set it apart. But I think that would definitely be sweet.
I mean, it would be right in line with Spyderco to release it in a different steel anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
Also, additionally, I would just like to see the rollout of S45 into additional models.
Yeah. I know the Manix is lagging behind.
Yep.
The full-size military, I believe, was lagging behind in the 2021 catalog. I'm just going based off the 2021 catalog. Yojimbo, those were lagging behind, so that would be super sweet. I wonder if S30V is going to kind of take a step back in production in general. And maybe that's why we're seeing manufacturers, huge manufacturers like Spyderco and CRK, go to S45V. And I wonder if CPM's telling them, hey, this is the new stuff. We're going to use this now. It's going to be our flagship.
It's just a standard incremental change. Like Benchmade swapped from 154 to S30 recently.
Yeah.
In the past couple of years. It's just something they have to do to stay on par with the...
I agree. I think those are all great things. I'm obviously super excited for 2022 when it comes to Spyderco models. I can't wait to see what they have in the reveals at the beginning of the year and what they bring to Blade Show.
Oh yeah.
So,
Definitely.
All right. Let us know down below what you guys are looking forward to from Spyderco in 2022 and also what you'd like to see them change, what you'd like to see them roll out. So let us know down below. We're curious to hear.
All right, boys, it is quiz time.
Let me get on my phone.
Prepared some questions for us. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of worried.
All right, we're gonna be throwing these up on screen, so play along with us. It's time for the Blade Shape quiz. Shout out to nafs.com, Ben Peterson's website. He made this awesome graphic, just kind of little clip art images of different blade shapes. If you haven't checked out that website, go check it out. They have awesome swag when it comes to Ben Peterson's designs, like mouse pads and posters and all that cool stuff. Awesome graphic design. That's why we're using it here. So let's start with this one. I'm throwing it up on the screen now. What would you call this blade shape? This also, I don't know if you can see, it has a bevel on both sides and an edge on both sides.
Dagger.
That's correct.
All right.
All right, well, you get the next one. How about that? We'll just go back and forth.
We'll do the same way we did the last quiz.
There's no punishment this time, so kind of just chill out.
Tonto.
Oh, that's a reverse Warncliffe.
Okay. That would be is it a standard Tonto?
There's more than one kind.
Yeah, of course there is. It's blade shapes. There's an upside down backwards
Do I get to
Warncliffe. Yeah.
Well,
You got it wrong. It's a reverse Tonto.
That's correct.
All right.
It's the same. You have it in your pocket right now. Pop out the 940.
half a point for Everett. This?
It's that blade
yeah.
shape.
This is a drop point.
No.
No, it's not.
It's about to be a Bowie.
It's fixing to be a Bowie. All right, how about that one right there? You get to go first this time.
Sheepfoot.
That's correct.
Good thing I didn't get that from this boy.
This one's kind of like esoteric. It's a little weird.
Machete.
I mean, yeah, you do see that. It's a Persian blade shape, technically.
Persian.
Would you have gotten that one?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Never even heard of that.
All right, how about that one?
Kukri.
Aw.
That's right. I wouldn't have gotten that one. I always that's the knife that like the blade shape and the name that always escapes my head. So I wouldn't have gotten that one. Riley, would you have gotten that one?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay, dude, chill out. Okay. How about this one here? And this one isn't as much of a blade shape as it is a characteristic.
Well, I was gonna go with Bowie.
But what is this characteristic right here? Where it has this?
Nesmuk.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What?
It's a recurve.
Oh.
What is he talking about?
You just throwing out random words. All right, Riley, you get 0 points there.
Thanks.
All right, Ev.
I would
I
call
got
that
one.
a modified Wharn-Cliff.
Okay.
I'm going with the cleaver.
The cleaver is what they have it labeled as.
Boom.
But yeah, I guess technically it's because I think it's probably because of the height here and probably because of the this angle here being so short.
Point for me.
That is a point for you. All right, Rilo.
Shark's foot.
Jay, technically that is
I literally
correct.
just said the word.
Yeah. But what do they usually call it in the knife community?
Sheep foot.
Sort of when it's completely flat on the bottom. Cutlery
Feet are
Shop.
there.
Cutlery Shop has a version of the PM2 that's specific to them. That's called this.
Wharn-Cliff.
Yes.
There you go.
There she is. All right, Ev.
Hawkbill.
That is correct. Oh, here we go, Riley.
Standard fixed blade.
This one I wouldn't have gotten just because I've never heard anyone refer to it as this. They call this a straight back because it doesn't have like a drop point or anything like that. But they call that a straight back. It's kind of cool. All right, how about this one?
That would be a drop point, right?
Yeah. Drop point.
Yeah.
The drop point, and then that just kind of always reminds me. This to me, if you carry this back out, it's kind of almost like a skinny Mannix 2. It looks like a Mannix 2 blade shape, so I always call that leaf shape anyway. Especially, I mean, I've been thinking a lot about blade shapes because we're making all these stat sheets for the website right now. So I'm looking at all these different knives, like knives, blades, and I'm like, what would I technically call that? So I've been looking at a lot of charts. That's what gave me this idea. How about that right there?
One of my favorite blade shapes. I don't know the name of it though.
Why is this one stumping me?
You know, right when you hear it.
It's not a clip point, is it?
Mm-mm, no, sir. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Spear point.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And these are all so like simplified down that it's hard to even picture what they would look like as an actual blade. But there we go. How about that?
There we go.
Bowie.
Technically, it's a clip point.
And technically
that's a Bowie.
that is a clip point right there. You'll see a Bowie when it comes around. Ev?
Tonto.
Yeah.
Bowie.
There's your Bowie. And that's the last one. All right, for the guys keeping score at home, who won? Who's got to eat the really old cottage cheese that's still in my refrigerator?
Do you still have
Absolutely
that?
not.
Yeah, of course I still have that. Do I look like to clean out my refrigerator?
That's kind of gross.
Yes, it is. It's very gross. Okay, so Ev, you have some Instagram questions from the good gentry out there, don't you?
I do.
Fantastic.
A couple. Aberdeen Blade says, what is one blade steel that you wish was utilized more by manufacturers and why?
Oh, fantastic. I know you have a passionate opinion about this.
I do.
Yeah, so when you just said you'd like to try more.
Oh, but it's not available. I'm sure if it was available,
Oh, no,
a
no,
lot of
he
manufacturers
didn't.
would use it.
He didn't say. He didn't give you no limitations.
Magna Cut.
I think we
Yeah.
all have the same answer. For
Yeah,
that
Magna
one.
Cut,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, just in a different direction, I think it would be cool for dudes to use LMAX more. It just keeps it fresh. It performs so similarly to stuff that people consider super steels, like M390, 204P, those steels. It's just kind of left in the dust.
I like to see Nitro V and some of those Civivi stuff coming out.
That's a great
It's
one.
really cool.
That's an absolutely great one. What was the steel? Makes me look so dumb. What was the steel in the quiet carry waypoint?
Vanex.
Vanax. That's another one I would love to see
Really
more.
cool.
I don't know why I couldn't think of that on the spot. I kept wanting to say super blue.
No, that's
'Cause
the
it's super
complete,
clean.
That's the complete opposite of
Yeah,
Vanex.
that's true. But isn't it Vanax super clean?
I believe so.
Okay, that's what I was making me think of.
The Only Axe says, what's your favorite lock type?
Probably backlock.
Yeah,
I have a lot of backlock knives.
super strong. I'm just gonna have to go with Reeve Vinegar lock, frame lock.
For me, currently, it's the Shark Lock.
Oh, great
Okay.
one.
Yep, that's a really good
That's a
one.
really, really cool one.
Just fidgety, it's solid.
Yeah,
They are. It's shockingly simple when you open it up.
Yep.
Really cool. How about you guys? Answer these down below. Favorite
please.
locking mechanism?
We kind of touched on this a few times. Zach Stuff says, how often do you strop your main EDC knife?
Don't look at me. Don't look at
I'm
me.
singling you out on this.
You know I don't know how to strop. 0 times out of 100 I will be stropping my knife. If I do need it stropped, if I need a little touch up, it's going to Everett because I know he won't screw it up. Riley?
Don't often strop, but when my knife is dull, I'll usually go to the paper wheel first.
Cool.
And then, which is basically a spinning strop.
Yeah.
And if it gets touched up from there, I'll go on. If it doesn't, I'll sharpen it.
Cool.
OMG a Bunny says, what's your favorite blade shape and why?
I really like the way sheep's foot looks.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're not the most functional.
I really like Wharncliffs. Like if I could track one of these down, an XM18 Wharny, absolutely one of my favorite knives of all time. They just look so wicked.
I've been saying it for years. I want a skinny XM Wharncliffe.
Oh, that would be, yeah, that's kind of a knife to end on knives. That's really cool. How about you? Favorite?
Reverse Tonto probably. Just the standard 940 blade shape.
Yep.
And just thick enough behind the tip that you're not afraid to do some dumb stuff with it.
Sure.
But just a standard all around.
Lord knows we will.
Yeah.
We will do dumb stuff with it. And I think I just like it because I grew up when this was like the hot knife. Like the 940 was like the knife on YouTube, on everywhere. Like the 940 was it. So that shape just is always going to remind me of something that's high end and cool.
Yep. And then lastly, a bunch of different questions about exclusives.
Of course.
Of course. Spyderco's taking a step back from that stuff, so all of our future projects are delayed. So we don't really have much information, but hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, and then the contracts are not, they didn't X out any of our contracts or anything like that.
They just extended the time frame for production.
Yep, and I think that probably is an answer to what we were talking about earlier with them just trying to catch up with their American production on their S30, just standard black G10 models, you know?
Right.
So I think that's a good and a bad thing. I would obviously love to get more REC exclusives into more people's hands, specifically mine. But but I totally understand that they need to catch up. So I think that's totally cool. So should we do a $50 winner?
Bring it up.
Gentlemen? Okay, so we have the comment picker pulled up from our last video, which was 006. Okay, I go ahead and filter duplicate users. This is another comment that we got on an older video. People were asking if when I press filter duplicate users, if someone comments 4 times, if that just removes all 4. Mm-hmm. No, it just removes anything over the first comment. So you still have just as much of a chance of winning as everyone else. So don't feel discouraged to comment multiple times. It just won't get you more entries. Unique comments, we got 42. And James Garner. Can't get behind pry bars and knucks either. Me neither, brother. Enjoy your $50. I hope you buy something that's not a pry bar or a knuck. So thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations first off. Thanks so much for the interaction that we've been having on these videos. I love going through on Monday mornings and commenting back on all your guys' comments. It brings me a lot of joy, so I appreciate all the support that we've been getting. We're actually really close to 3,000 subscribers.
Just about there.
Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
By the time this comes out, hopefully we will be there.
I was going to say we might be by the time this goes live.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for the support. It's been a huge year for us here on YouTube. We appreciate all the comments and all the direction that we get from you guys, because really we just want to make content that you guys are interested in. The agenda is just to make sure we keep you guys engaged. So if you ever have ideas for us, leave them down in the comments below. We want to make content that you guys love. So thank you guys so much.
Stay tuned for the Rec Roast.
Yes.
Shout out to the Coffee Mess. Go give them a follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
Do 100K. Make sure you subscribe. Almost there.
Yeah, we're close. Yeah, if you're watching this video in 10 years, we're probably close to there. But
for real, stay tuned for the pre-order for the coffee. It's coming soon.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll talk to you guys on the next episode.
Later.
Cut.